today I got this hilarious phone update from a sports news app that I have on my phone that said, breaking news, world's ¡1 golfer, Dustin Johnson, is in doubt for the Masters because he fell down some stairs and hurt his back. And it's got me thinking, like, that has to be one of the most ridiculous phone updates I've ever gotten.
It's such a golf thing to do.
It's the most golf news update of all time.
Yeah.
I'm not like a golf hater. Like, I defend golf, I feel like, more than most people.
Oh, yeah, me too. I like golf.
Yeah, I don't mind it, yeah.
Golf Sunday when it's an intense game with, like, Phil or Tiger.
Oh, man.
It's a great TV.
Must watch TV. But damn.
But that goddamn update.
It's hard. Wow. It's hard to defend golf when that's.
And it's not a golfer. The #1 golfer
in
the world.
Best in the world.
Imagine LeBron James falling downstairs and hurting himself.
He'd be out for like the finals.
He would no longer be known as like a great player. I think that would ruin his legacy.
Yeah, it would.
Somebody as great as LeBron.
He got cramps, which are like, have you ever had a cramp? Those are pretty serious, and people like shit on him.
that is like what we take against him.
He had cramps.
That is one of the things.
He had cramps in the final. I cramped up one time and I almost cried.
Yeah. A cramp would put me out for a week.
At least.
Yeah. But falling down the stairs would not. But it did for this golfer.
So that was just...
it actually probably would put me out for a week.
It sounds serious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's actually serious. Welcome back. We're here for episode 9.
Almost double digits.
Almost. One more.
Yeah. Let's hope we don't get canceled.
Any day now. They're going to revoke our podcasting license away. If you don't already, remember to follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @DBuddiesPod.
I feel like we should... It's weird that we start with follow us on Twitter instead of subscribe. It's because our Twitter's the most important part.
That's true. Yeah. Speaking of subscribing, remember to subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
Is that a smooth transition?
Yeah, that was. Stitcher. We're on... I think a lot of our listens are still on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And what else are we on? Castbox, Pocket Cast, the works. Like our Facebook page, Drinking Buddies Podcast. Remember to check out our Spotify account, our Obscure Band Mega Playlist. Our username is Drinking Buddies Podcast, no spaces. And that's where we've compiled all the, a handful of songs from all the obscure bands we've named at the end of each episode. This week, we are brought to you by, what are you drinking, Noah?
Holy shit, we remember.
This is probably the first time in a very long time we remember.
Priscilla, the same as last week.
Yeah.
A very pink can.
It's pretty pink.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking Umbrella, it's Pelican Brewery, but it's the Umbrella one.
You always get like really nice beers and like mix it up. It's really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
I cannot say the same.
You got a sweet deal on that beer, though.
Absolutely did.
All right. Are you ready to get into this week's episode?
Let's just dive right in.
This is going to be a deep dive. We're spending the majority of our show talking about one of the greatest movies of all time. Do you want to say it?
Sure.
Yeah.
The classic The Departed.
I don't know what The Departed is. What's The Departed?
What?
I know what The Departed is.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
I've been waiting at least 4 hours to make that joke.
That was easily the worst joke you've ever said. Not on this podcast, but just like to me in person.
No, the classic Boston cop movie, The Departed.
Oh my God. We can cut that one out. This time we're cutting out your jokes.
It remains.
You're lucky I can't work the software. I cut the shit out of that. That was awful.
That was amazing.
I want to quit the pod now.
I believe it came out in 2006.
It did.
If you haven't seen it already, spoiler alert, we're going to talk about everything in it.
Yeah. No, if you haven't seen it, stop the podcast and watch the movie immediately.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then just keep listening because we want the listens.
Yeah, definitely don't not listen.
Not listen. Definitely don't do that.
That's not an option at this point.
It's not an option at all. It really is one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to give you a brief synopsis, kind of a refresher if you haven't seen it in a while.
Let's go over the cast first to really sell them. I do want to do the cast.
Do you have a list of the cast?
I do.
All right. So this is some of the star power in this movie.
Okay.
Directed by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, that's no simple name.
Yeah.
So you got Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon as like the two main guys.
They're kind of like a co-lead.
Arguably. But also you got Jack Nicholson, who's also kind of a co-lead, but maybe less scenes.
Yeah.
You have Mark Wahlberg.
Very small role for him.
Very small role, but a lot of people hate on Mark Wahlberg. It's like, he can't be a serious actor. Clearly they've never seen The Departed, because he fucking nails it.
Yeah.
And it's made for him because, Boston and Mark Wahlberg.
I think there's like an unwritten rule in Hollywood that any movie that takes place in Boston, Mark Wahlberg has to be in.
I think that's a fact.
That's what I
think
felt.
it's a written rule.
The first time I watched it, because he kind of comes in later, and I just laughed when I saw him. Like, of course Mark Wahlberg's in this fucking movie. In it.
Yeah. And then you have Alec Baldwin, who I actually loved Alec Baldwin.
Oh, he was amazing in this
incredible.
Movie. He's one of my favorite characters.
Him and Alec Baldwin, and Marky Mark and Alec Baldwin had a great duo, making fun of each other with a few scenes they were in together.
Yeah.
But I also really like Alec Baldwin's accent.
He had a great accent.
Yeah, surprisingly. Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen's father.
Yeah.
And you might be thinking, I don't think I've ever seen Martin Sheen. I guarantee you, if you saw a picture of him, you'll be like, oh, I've seen him somewhere. Yeah. He's just that type of actor, you know?
He's like the police captain of the station.
And then a couple other cops that you probably won't recognize the name, but if you saw them, you'd be like, oh, I know who they are. Like the black guy and Matt Damon's partner.
Yes.
I definitely recognize them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a crazy cast.
So that's actually... We're going to do a list of just a bunch of fun facts at the end. But I think we're going to talk about... We'll just reveal this one fun fact right now. They spent $90 million of their budget just on the cast. Which is crazy.
No chump change.
No chump. Yeah. They spent a lot of money, but they won an Oscar. And they deservedly so.
Yeah.
So, quick synopsis of the film. It takes place in Boston, as we referenced. That's why it's called The Departed.
It's not. Oh, Jesus. Just stop.
Basically, Jack Nicklaus is kind of a mob boss in Boston. He's an Irish mob boss. He corrals a young Matt Damon into his group as he's like a child and kind of raises him in that environment.
You could say Jack Nicholson has moral ambiguity.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
I give it an effort.
You know what? They didn't. The listeners laughing at you right now haven't tried to say that word on a podcast, so.
You're welcome, podcast listeners.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson. He's a mob boss in Boston. Brings up a young Matt Damon. They put him through the police academy, so they have a mole on the inside. Meanwhile, in some sort of, you could say you call it a paradox, I suppose.
That's exactly what you call it.
Leo grew up from a family with a tough past. His father and mother passed away when he was young. He also goes to the police academy, but he wants to go to the police academy for good.
Yeah.
But because of his past and his lack of family, Martin Sheen and Mark Wahlberg pick him out of the bunch and have him play an undercover mobster and join Jack Nicklaus's crew.
Yeah.
So
and shit happens after that.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically there's like there's dual rats, right? There's one who's a undercover cop in the mob, and then there's a mobster in the midst of the Boston Police Department, and they're played by Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio, and just insanity ensues.
It's honestly one of my favorite. It might be my favorite movie of all time. It's absolutely incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
The only reasons why I wouldn't say it's just so long. It's so long.
It is a long
It's
movie.
2.5 hours and it feels like 3.
Yeah. But that, again, I think that's a good thing because it's that great of a movie.
Yeah. But there's some movies that are like 3 hours and they feel like 2.5, you know?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
but
true.
This is the opposite.
Yeah. Things move not slowly, but they take their time.
It moves incredibly slowly. Are you kidding?
Well, that has such a negative connotation.
I have a fun fact that kind of reveals some of the slowness of it.
All right, let's save that. Let's just get into it.
Yeah, all right. So we're gonna just give you some of the best stuff.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start with best scene.
Best scene. Do you want to start us off?
Sure. So, my best scene. There's a scene. It gets revealed because there's an informant on both sides, right?
Yeah.
It gets relayed to the mob boss, Jack Nicholas.
Nicholson.
Nicholas. Is it Nicholas? I'm confusing with the golfer. I always do that. It's something awful.
I should have just let you go because of the thing you did earlier with the people laughing at you.
There was one time you did that. It was what was it? Clarence. You called Clarence Clemens Clarence Thomas.
Oh, you didn't have to do that to me, you son of a bitch. Oh, god damn it.
Nicholson. I always do that.
I regret helping you. Last time I do that.
I was about to Google it because it felt wrong.
Yeah, it should have felt wrong, son of a bitch. Keep going.
Jack Nicholson and Leonardo DiCaprio sit down at a dinner table, and it's because it's been relayed to Nicholson that there's a rat in his crew. And obviously, Leo's the prime suspect. He joined. They knew the police framed it that he failed out of the police academy, but it was clear he was in the police academy. He doesn't have any family. He kind of fits the bill, right?
Yeah.
And so there's this great scene that of them just kind of facing off. And it's just two really all-time great actors just going at it.
Yeah.
And that's really why that scene was my best scene in the movie.
Yeah, especially Jack Nicholson in that scene is incredible.
Yeah.
I honestly, he might be the best actor of all time. Hot take. He is the best actor of all time.
He's just amazing.
But that scene is that scene's crazy.
Yeah, and so, it's the famous line, why didn't you stay in the bar that night? Because earlier he had everyone in the crew, once he found out there was an informant, put down their social security numbers and bank statements and stuff, so we could give it to Matt Damon to look through the police directory. But Leo gives his info and leaves, and so that's even extra suspicious.
Yeah.
So there's this great tense moment of them just going at each other.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
All right, my best scene is spoiler alert, major spoils.
Yeah.
It's at the very end of the movie. It's the elevator scene. It's incredibly famous.
Yeah.
It's literally when they kill off almost every character.
Yeah. How many millions of star power did they kill off in that scene?
Oh, so much fucking money.
I would say maybe 20 million worth of their actors. Of that 90 million.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So what it is Leonardo DiCaprio finally got Matt Damon handcuffed. He has the proof to put him in jail and try him. And he's going down an elevator when he's about to go down an elevator when a cop who doesn't know Leo's undercover but thinks Matt Damon's innocent, stops him, and then Leo convinces him to let him show that he's innocent and Matt Damon's in trouble. So they go down the elevator when another cop comes and shoots Leonardo DiCaprio, and then the black guy who trusts Leo momentarily to provide the evidence, the first guy that showed up, is then shot by the same guy. And it turns out that guy is actually a rat in the police system for Jack Nicholson, right?
Yes.
And then Matt Damon shoots the other rat.
Yeah.
And I don't think I explained that well. But holy shit.
Yeah, they kill off everyone except Matt Damon pretty much in that scene.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, essentially the what happened, yeah. No explained it adequately.
Every single death was oh shit. Oh shit. Oh,
it's just so well done because you never see it coming. And of course, Matt Damon shoots the other informant because he doesn't want any trace of his ties to the mob left. So
it was a wild scene.
Yeah. All right, move on to best character. I picked Jack Nicholson. He's the best character in the movie, right?
I mean, yeah, he probably is. I picked another one just to mix it up a little bit, but he's incredible.
He improvised most of his role in that movie. He's just very good at playing creepy dudes.
He's an incredibly creepy person.
Yeah, he's just the ultimate villain.
Yeah,
that you would cast. The Shining, The Departed.
Jesus Christ.
He was one of the second best Joker of all time, behind Heath Ledger. He's just a great villain.
Yeah, no, he's incredible. So I originally wrote down Matt Damon.
Uh-huh.
But I'm calling an audible right here.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go Marky Mark. Just because...
Really?
Yeah, he was so... his lines were hysterical.
Yeah.
And he was just so angry, so typical Mark Wahlberg, and so
Yeah.
typical Boston.
Yeah. He really brought the Boston to that movie.
He brought the boss in that movie.
I thought you were going to say Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin was also great. He's also angry.
Yeah.
Everybody's angry in that movie.
It's not,
And
it's not a feel-good story.
It's not a feel-good story.
It's a true story, isn't it? I'm
It
pretty
might
sure it
be.
is, yeah.
I'm sure there's something like that happened before. Yeah, everybody is angry in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just assume that's what Boston's like.
I've never been there, but everyone's pissed.
Yeah, everybody really is.
Alright, this is like the gold standard of best, question from The Departed.
Easily the most important one, the one that actors would want to win when they listen.
Yeah. Best Boston accent. Everyone in the movie puts on this thick Boston accent, and it's amazing.
And part of it is funny, but it's actually really well done. Like, they're all really good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all good. So I kind of... Well, you go first.
Again, I'm calling another audible.
Wow.
Yeah, I put Marky Mark, which is probably the best Boston accent. But
I
I really enjoy Alec Baldwin's. Just because...
I wrote 2, and those are the 2 I wrote.
Just because you just don't expect it out of Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Kind of.
It is
Baldwin.
really heavy.
Oh, it's so thick. Especially
It's so-
Wahlberg's.
yeah.
I think Wahlberg is the one who says The Departed, and that's why I find it fucking hilarious to just call the movie that.
They're just so strong.
Oh, man.
And, like, a lot of time, like, most accents, I'm like, I kind of wish I had that. Not Boston.
Nope.
Not Boston. Like, I wish I had British, English, I even kind of like Texans accents.
Yeah,
a lot of the South. New York to a degree.
Do they really have an accent in New York? Or?
New York. No, that wasn't it. They do have an accent, though.
Yeah.
Alrighty, your turn.
Alright. Best death. I'm gonna go first. Leonardo DiCaprio. His death kicks off the elevator scene. It kind of just pans the camera with just Matt Damon and Leo alone in the elevator. Then the elevator doors open and he goes down. It's pretty.
It's shocking.
It's just you don't see it at all.
No, you don't.
And so that's my best death. What was yours?
My best death is Matt Damon's partner. It actually closes the elevator scene, which is kind of cool that we both chose the beginning and the closing.
Yeah.
And I was just like so shocked, and then they just did it again. I was expecting Matt Damon to kill himself.
Yeah, I was expecting him to die right then and there.
Yeah.
But nope.
It was just, god damn, that movie's good.
Yeah. All right. Would you like to move on to some of the fun facts?
Yeah, absolutely.
This one I referenced when I was talking about it being slow. It's not slow in a bad way, but it's definitely well paced. I will say that.
Yeah.
And one of the examples of that is that it takes 18 minutes from the first frame until the title scene shows up. The title scene, The Departed, shows up 18 minutes into the movie.
That's not a short amount of time.
No, it's not a short amount of time.
No, it happens.
The opening scene's incredibly famous, though.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that opening scene is a great scene, and not like it starts off with "Gimme Shelter" by the Stones,
Yeah.
which is just a perfect way to like just begin the movie. I think,
Yeah.
especially the movie with this type of feel.
They made some great music decisions.
Oh, it has a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
And Jack Nicklaus is just so like it starts off with him narrating,
Yeah.
which is just such an iconic voice and a great voice.
Yeah.
And he's just so creepy to begin with. He like demands money from this was like a grocery store.
Yeah.
Hits and like kind of is really like sexually aggressive towards like somebody you assume is like a 14, 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
He starts off by asking if she's gotten her period yet.
Yeah, that's like one of the first lines of the movie.
That's how you get to know Jack Nicholson in this movie.
Yeah.
Which it's a little bit creepy.
A little.
Yeah, and it's very creepy. And then on that same scene, he gets Matt Damon as like a 7-year-old to join a gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A great opening scene.
Yeah. 18 minutes in the making, though. That's just a fun fact. It's just a fact. I'm just spitting facts here.
Okay.
Do you have a fact?
I do have a fact.
You have a lot more facts than
So
I
you
do.
got Leonardo DiCaprio and you got Matt Damon, but originally it was supposed those two roles were supposed to be played by Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And thank God Tom Cruise is not in that movie. Brad Pitt's an incredible actor. Tom Cruise, not a fan
The
of.
feel would have been different.
It would have been significantly worse.
I know Brad Pitt actually stayed on as like an executive producer.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, and then another role that was supposed to be different originally was Mark Wahlberg's role was supposed to be played by Ray Liotta, who worked with Scorsese as the lead in as Henry in Goodfellas.
Oh, I have another one actually.
Yeah.
Martin Sheen's role was supposed to be played by Robert De Niro.
Oh, I actually saw that.
Yeah.
That's
I think that would have been really cool.
He could have done a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like small enough a role where it wouldn't change the whole feel of the movie.
No. Mark Wahlberg to Leo. I think Ray Liotta would have done a good job, but it would have been.
Who is that again?
He's the main guy in Goodfellas. Have you seen Goodfellas?
I've not seen Goodfellas.
One of the most famous movies of all time.
Not seen it.
Considered one of the greatest movies of all time. Usually ranked.
I just saw The Godfather last summer, which is another like one of the greatest
that's
movies.
like the greatest. Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually Goodfellas is up there.
I need to see it.
Yeah, it's a classic.
You got another fun fact?
There's a lot of nods to Scarface in The Departed, and one such nod is the use of the symbol X. So apparently before every death scene, there's a visible X.
It's not even every death scene. It's every death, I think. No, wait. No, you're
I think
100%
it's
right.
scene.
It's every death scene.
Yeah, because in the elevator scene, for instance, as Leo and Matt Damon are going down the elevator, they're in like a vacated building, and so there's a lot of like repair work that was in the process of being done, and so they have those like padded walls on the elevator.
Yeah.
Like it's under renovation, and there's a big black X of duct tape behind Leo's head, and that kind of clues you into the chaos that ensues.
Mm-hmm.
The other good one is Matt Damon dies at the very end of the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Well, we already repeated. Mark Wahlberg.
You've probably seen the movie by now because you listen to us.
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg kills him at the end of the movie. But in the background, as Mark Wahlberg's opening his apartment, the carpeting forms like a big red X behind him. And so those are like the two famous ones. But apparently, I don't know where the X is when Jack Nicholson dies.
He gets like pushed out of a building, right?
No, that's Martin Sheen.
Right.
I don't know where the one is for that one.
That one is the windows, like when he's falling, there's X's on the windows.
Okay. I think there's one on like they're in like a hangar with like machinery, so there's probably just one spray paint somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my other fact.
Okay, my last fun fact is, and this is my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
The word "fuck" is said 237 times in the movie.
A lot of fuck.
Which, as most people know me, I like that word. I use it probably too much.
Fucking depadded.
Jesus fucking Christ. And that's a new goal I'm gonna set for us for next episode.
237 times.
238 times.
That's a lot in 30
That's a
minutes.
lot of. It's a lot of fucks in 30
They did
minutes.
it in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I might just say fuck over and over again.
Would be. That's a lot.
Yeah, probably not a good episode.
Next week will not be a good episode.
Yeah, don't listen next week.
Just make sure you download, rate, and subscribe. You don't have to listen after that.
Absolutely.
Are you ready to move to fuck this thing?
I am. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess to kind of put a bow on that great movie, The Departed.
Never say that again.
Check it out.
I regret doing this episode.
Yeah, one of the greatest movies of all time.
That's
One of the best cop movies, if not the best cop movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to do your fuck this thing first?
Sure.
Okay.
So last Thursday, I was in my senior seminar class.
Mm-hmm.
I made this presentation happening. Not a huge deal. I was mostly done with it. Not my part. Like my partners had a fair amount to do, but around like 11ish, we get an email from our professor saying, "Hey, she fucked something up." Like so in the beginning of the week, we sent out an email with articles to have it to her to have it emailed to the rest of class, and she forgot to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted to push back the presentation a couple of weeks so they could read the articles.
Yeah.
So she sent out that morning, you know. So she was like, "Okay, we're gonna have the presentation in 2 weeks instead of today." around 2 o'clock, our class was at 4, she emails back and says, hey, that day's really busy. We're actually going to have the presentation today. So now we're all scrambling to get to prepare our talking points and finish the PowerPoint 2 hours before. It was so stressful. It was so stupid.
That sucks.
What a dick move.
That is just a super dick move.
Yeah, fuck that move.
Fuck that move.
Yeah.
My fuck this thing. We're gonna get a little real here.
We are.
Oh, before I get into mine, would you like to pour one out for your boy? Or would you not like to do that right now?
Oh, I'm speechless right now. Yeah, I will.
All right, let's just...
Tony Romo has retired today. Not today. Tuesday.
Yeah.
And my quarterback growing up, it feels like kind of an end of an era. It is an end of an era, but it also feels like a little bit of an end of my childhood in a lot of ways. And I feel like that's not over-exaggerating in any ways. So I'm just going to read off a series of tweets that prove that he's a great quarterback. Just because a lot of people don't think that. And fuck those people. Mm-hmm. Fuck those people. Even the ones listening right now. I don't care. So, yeah. So I'm going to read off a series of tweets.
All right. We're gonna. But in the meantime, I'm playing taps in my head. So.
Alrighty. Among all 95 quarterbacks with at least 3,000 pass attempts in their career, here are the only ones to... ... post a better completion percentage than Tony Romo. Drew Brees, Kurt Warner, Peyton Manning. Only quarterbacks to post a better yards per pass attempt average than Tony Romo. Steve Young, Kurt Warner, Aaron Rodgers. Post a better touchdown to interception ratio than Tony Romo. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Steve Young, Peyton Manning. Post a better only QBs to post a better passer rating than Tony Romo. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Only QBs to post a better adjusted net yards per attempt average than Tony Romo. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Tony Romo has a better career postseason passer rating than Tom Brady. What other are there? From 2006 to 2014, Tony Romo led all NFL quarterbacks in fourth quarter comebacks and game-winning drives. He's absolutely clutch, and if you think not, you ignore facts. You support fake news, and you probably like Trump. Over the past decade, Tony Romo leads all 71 qualifying quarterbacks in the fourth quarter and overtime passer rating. He is an incredible quarterback and a better person. He's an incredible person. Mm-hmm. Great father, great husband. He's funny, charismatic, and he's going to make one of the best color analysts of all time. I have no doubt in my mind. He's definitely going to be better than Phil Simms. Because Phil Simms is the fucking worst. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is trash. I think, it's been like... Once Tony Romo... So Tony Romo's entire career has gotten a ton of hate, you know? And way too much hate. That's kind of why I went on that rant right now. And when he retired, a lot of people were like, Tony Romo's actually a pretty good quarterback. But everybody, and some people were like, no, he's still the worst. Some idiot said that. But everybody agreed, hey, he's going to be better than Phil Simms.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
One of the worst commentators of all time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it, he's bad.
All right. I'm going to move to my fuck this thing. We're going to pour one out for Tony Romo. I'm sorry. Don't actually pour it on my carpet in my bedroom. All right, I'm gonna move to my fuck this thing. Now that we've lowered, we changed the mood a little bit.
Yeah,
it's gotten real. My fuck this thing is the University of Portland men's baseball team. So I'm gonna tell you a story that is a real, I wouldn't say interaction, but thing I overheard that took place earlier this week on Monday. I was in the Pilot House, which is one of the dining houses here on campus. And I didn't even notice, but there was a guy who was wearing a sweatshirt that said feminist on it. And I knew the baseball team was sitting behind me, some of the players. And to be fair, I think they were younger. And I guess they noticed the kid with the feminist shirt, and I just hear from behind me one of them say, "Oh my God, you see that guy? I just want to punch him in the face."
Holy shit.
Yeah. Now, Now, for context, they suck at baseball.
Yeah.
They're really bad at baseball, which actually isn't relevant at all. But I'm just saying, like, they're not good at anything.
Let's just
they're
put that out there, though.
They're shitty people.
The one thing they should be good at, they're bad at.
Yeah, they're currently 6-22. But this is not
something Tony Romo's never been.
He's never been 6-22. You're right. There's only 16 games in the season, but
I'm not wrong.
You are not wrong. But this is not some isolated incident for the baseball team here at the University of Portland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read you a quote from an article in 2015 that was really controversial here on campus. It was an article about someone on, I think, the cross country team came out as being gay, and so the Beacon, the school newspaper, interviewed a bunch of athletes from a bunch of different teams. Kind of asking you, what would it be like if one of your teammates came out as gay?
Yeah.
And pretty much across the board, everyone's like, yeah, they no problem, they're my teammate, whatever, except a member of the baseball team. And I'm gonna read you this quote. I'm gonna leave the name out of it, but you could Google the article if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna be polite and good, but
he's not here anymore. He was a senior when this was written, and this was our sophomore year.
Yeah.
But okay, so when asked, what would it be like if there was someone gay on the team, he said, "Honestly, I don't feel like it'd be a safe spot, but nobody on our team is even close to being homosexual. I think that it would never even happen." He goes on to say, "I think that everyone should be accepted. I just don't think there's any way homosexuality can be accepted. If you're going to come out, you're going to understand what the repercussions are." So this is not like a first time thing for the old baseball team.
It's like, first of all, how do you even think that? But even if you think that, you gotta know you're gonna get so much hate that you should not tell a reporter that.
Yeah. That's a great point.
So they're bigots, they're awful people.
Yeah.
But they're incredibly dumb. Why would you tell anybody that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially the person writing an article on that exact topic.
Yeah.
You're not talking to somebody at a club or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, so stupid. So awful, too.
Yeah, the key point is they're the only team I actively root against from my university, and they reward me because they're terrible. They're so bad.
It is the only time sports rewards us.
It cannot be overstated how bad they are at baseball, and it makes me so happy.
They are so bad at baseball, and they deserve it.
They're just shitty people.
They really are.
And so I'm
sure there's a couple good ones. Actually, the one baseball player I know is actually a pretty cool guy.
No, to be fair, there was one on in some of my classes, and we did a group project, and he was totally cool.
So not all awful, but
I think
some of them are.
It's like a culture thing, though.
Yeah.
I think it's with the sport and with
honestly, all the baseball players at my high school are complete dicks. I hated the baseball team.
Yeah, no, I think it's part of the culture. It's like the no bat flipping.
Yeah.
No, it's just kind of this like faux macho, sort of attitude, and that's something I've experienced, and I played baseball a really long time.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
So yeah, fuck the baseball team.
Fuck the University of Portland men's baseball team. Go whoever's playing them. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on to the obscure band.
This is a good one. We got a good obscure band.
Mm-hmm.
They're called Them Crooked Vultures.
Mm-hmm.
They're a super group.
Yeah.
They're released.
And so to begin the episode, before when we were planning it out, Eric wouldn't tell me who was in the super group, so I tried to guess.
Uh-huh.
And my second guess was Dave Grohl.
And he is sure enough in it.
He's in every super band.
He's in every single super group.
It is, yeah. It's like I said Dave Grohl, and he's like, yeah. I was like, of course he's Dave Grohl. Of course he's in it.
Yeah, it's like, all you had to ask was, is it a modern one? And he's like, yeah, it's Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl's in it.
Dave Grohl, doesn't really play in bands anymore. He has, the Foo Fighter, Nirvana, and then he just makes super groups.
Yeah.
On the side.
Which is a sweet, sweet idea. I can't blame him.
So the drummer is Dave Grohl. The bassist is legendary co-songwriter and bassist from Led Zeppelin, John Paul Jones. And the lead singer is Josh Homme. He's the lead singer, and he's the lead guitarist of Them Crooked Vultures. But he's the lead singer and lead guitarist of Queens of the Stone Age. They just have a cool. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a unique sound, but it's just kind of the three of them together are just great musicians.
I don't think anything Dave Grohl's sounds have been unique.
No,
because of it. Like clearly Nirvana was fairly unique, but it's not because of him.
No, no. I think he's. This is gonna be a hot take. I think he's pretty overrated.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, thank
he's
God.
He's so fucking overrated.
I was scared
Such
to say that.
a likable guy.
Great guy.
Great guy.
And he does bring like good musicians together. Like if you tell me Dave Grohl and John Paul Jones are in a supergroup, I'm gonna listen. You know.
Absolutely. And I like him. He makes good music. I like the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
But he's not on the same level as Jack White. He's on the same level as the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Absolutely not.
He's on the same level as even the Black Keys.
If people talked about him in a way that he's like
one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and then like they're like, and I'm just like, what has he done that's great? He was a drummer in a punk band, or a punk grunge band.
And he was the drummer, but
I don't know how much you know about grunge, but like the drummer isn't really a key part of that machine, especially Nirvana.
Yeah,
he's pretty generic.
It was Kurt Cobain's band.
The Foo Fighters, honestly, I think are really overrated. People talk about like them like they're a marquee hard rock band. They're okay.
They're good. They got a couple of great songs.
A couple.
Yeah,
but
they're not like one of the greatest of all time. They're not even one of the greatest of the era. No. What are they like? Late '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
White Stripes blows them away.
Oh,
it's not even close. Red Hot Chili Peppers, even their 2000 stuff blows them away.
I think he's a good dude, and I think he's done a lot of good things in music, like his work with Nirvana, and them Crooked Vultures and Ghost. We talked about Ghost.
Arguably the best thing he's done.
Yeah. But it's just he doesn't do anything except be Dave Grohl.
Yeah, which is cool. It's a great thing. Yeah. It's important. Yeah. But some people think he's one of the best ever, and it's just so painful.
Show me something he's done musically that gives him that status.
Yeah,
I have not found it.
Because the Foo Fighters did like what everybody else at that time was doing. They did it better. But they were doing,
and in fairness to them, I think they said that like they know they're pretty derivative.
Yeah.
And
every song sounds the same. Goddamn, every song sounds the same.
But yeah, I mean, show me something he's done that gives him the status he's kind of achieved.
Yeah.
Because I haven't found it.
And I don't want to say that because he's such a likable guy.
It pains me to say this, but I'm glad we agree on this.
I'm surprised we haven't talked about this before.
I was almost afraid to say it because I feel like you're going to shoot me down, but apparently not.
Yeah, alrighty.
Well, we should be wrapping this up. This one went a little longer than we thought it would.
I feel like each episode's slowly getting longer.
Yeah, we went from like 30 to 31. Now we're almost at 38. Any last thoughts?
God bless Tony Romo, the Texas Ranger.
The Texas
number 9.
Is that his nickname?
Yeah.
Do you have a Romo jersey?
I don't.
You should get one.
I don't have a wear jersey. I'm thinking about getting one actually.
Yeah, you should.
Greatest Cowboy quarterback of all time. # hot take.
I don't know. I have nothing really to add to that. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you, Tony Romo. Goodbye.